Welcome back to My Unpopular Opinion, and thank you for tuning in. Make sure you turn your post notifications on and subscribe to the channel if you like my commentary and the things I talk about. Now, guys, I always have to reiterate that this is a broad channel of just unpopular opinions, but as of late, with my crazy schedule, and then every time I am posting, of course, Nicki's a hot commodity. All these duds are always talking about her, and I have to come in, be in her defense. So I'm posting a lot about Nicki right now because, of course, I'm going to support Nicki whether it's an unpopular opinion or not. And I'm going to support her first over anybody. So we're going to get to other topics when I create a little bit more time and stuff like that. So bear with me. This is not just a Nicki channel, but I am a Barb. I do love Nicki and I do support her. And I think that's very clear. And I support her because I see all the stuff that the industry and the powers that be, as we like to call them, have been playing with her. And I'm going to help do what I can to support her as a black woman in this moment. Like she said recently, support black women, but y'all only support black women until it's Nicki, no matter what has happened to her. And we're going to get into that. So, as you can see from the thumbnail and the picture on the screen right now, we're going to be talking about the disgusting paid bloggers and puppets in the industry that are being controlled by the powers that be, as we've spoken about earlier, to attack Nicki. The Barbs, we're used to this kind of stuff because we've been dealing with this for years when it pertains to people and their false narratives about Nicki and her family. The people, over certain labels and who for some reason want to rival Nicki, they've been going into overdrive after her VMA performance to discredit her and slander her name, attack her family, and slander her. And it's so unfortunate that they're doing it, but it's so blatantly obvious that we can't help but notice it and speak out against it. Nicki spoke about it in Queen Radio, but as we know, people, when Nicki says something, she's always speaking truth, and yet y'all continue to ignore and discredit until it's too late. But the great thing about Nicki is she is divinely protected and she is divinely chosen to do what she's doing. So no matter what evil forces work against her, she's going to continue to prosper because it's her birthright. Okay? So, and I think some people don't understand that it is that deep. Some people are too basic minded and dumb to look deep enough to see what's really happening with these agendas. But that's fine. That's why there are people like me here to educate y'all and wake y'all up. And I'm talking about the duds, because the Barbs, we know what time it is. So these bloggers, they just all come out the blue attacking Nicki. And so what we have to do is we have to expose them, their agendas, and then expose the stuff about them that they don't want out. Y'all want to lie on Nicki? Well, let's bring out the truth about y'all. The first person we're going to bring the truth out about is Jason, disgusting, loose skin, allegedly drugged out Lee. Jason Lee, I don't even know where to begin with pill popping, allegedly, nose powdered up, sniffing off tables, allegedly, Jason Lee. It's just sad at this point, and I'm starting to think that Jason not only might allegedly have a substance abuse problem, but I'm also starting to think that maybe Jason has a few screws loose. I know that mental health is so important in this day and age, and I think Jason is like fresh off of a manic episode, in my opinion. I really don't know what his issue is. We just saw him maybe a month or so ago on, with T.S. Madison on his whack payola show from Diddy, probably from giving Diddy an alleged blowjob. And it's just crazy that this disgusting loose-skinned person went on his own show and said he would never bash Nicki Minaj again. He would never do this and he would never do that. And he is sorry for all the stuff he said about Nicki, groveling like the disgusting, vile peasant he is. He is one of the most disgusting, vile creatures to ever walk this earth. It's just vile and disgusting. And I'm starting to think it's stemming from a mental issue. As we stated before on this channel, we know that Jason has mommy issues. And I told you before, Jason, that Nicki is not your mother. Okay, so whatever issues, I don't know why he like. I really do think there's a psychological problem with him where he is equating Nicki Minaj not giving him attention at all to his mother paying him dust his entire life. And for I think that's what it triggers his abandonment issues because he was desperate for Nicki's attention, and she continued to pay him dust. And I think that reminds him too much of how his mother didn't pay no attention to him, and I think allegedly didn't even want him. And I hate to go this low, but Jason is so low down and in the gutter that with people like this, you have to cut them to the white meat. So I'm gonna bring up the abandonment issues that he has because you're not going to attack a black woman like Nicki Minaj on my watch because of your mental issues, because of your trauma that you have not dealt with. And all the trauma that he has, he continues to, try to get young guys allegedly and, doing any substance that he can and drinking and lashing out and just doing so many things for attention. And it's like, Jason, get the help that you need. We saw that you went and got the gastric sleeve and, you ended up losing some weight. You need to get that extra skin cut off, though, boo, because it's looking real disgusting like you wearing a 4X t-shirt all the time just hanging off of you, loose and flabby. I don't know what the issue is, but you keep barking up the wrong tree, Jason. And a lot of this stuff is stemming from you. We don't know. Maybe Botch Body B, the shapeshifter, maybe she, because we know she's very desperate and she is the root of all of this stuff. I don't know if maybe she deposited another check in your account, or if she and her team rehired you to be a part of her Nicki bashing crew because she's so mad that she's flopping her and Megan. So they're like paying the bloggers again, allegedly, to go against Nicki. But the thing is, it's not going to work. So, Jason, go get that disgusting skin cut off. It's nasty. You look trifling. Stop trying to pay these young guys because we heard allegedly that you've been paying for sex and that you've been paying these young guys to make out with you on live and everything else. And also stop spending all this money on powder for your nose allegedly because that's what we heard and we've seen some things, and spend that money on a really, really good psychiatrist and leave Nicki the hell alone. Moving on. Next, we're going to talk about Charlemagne, the bleached face bottom himself. I don't know why he calls himself Charlemagne the God. The God of what? Skin bleaching? The God of bottoming? The God of cheating on your wife? The God of allegedly SAing a 15-year-old girl 20 years ago? The God of talking about on the show, and you guys can look these receipts up. He said on the show, Breakfast Club, that he allegedly had a situation with a girl where him and some other guys allegedly slept with her and she was not conscious. And I don't want to include those clips, but I might have to because the way Charlemagne has been attacking black women for years. And guys, I've done a video on Charlemagne. You can go back into all my videos and go and watch the video I did of Charlemagne and how he's attacked so many black women throughout his career, starting with Wendy Williams, going to Nicki, going to Monique, going to Lil Mama, making her cry, disrespecting Mariah Carey, Toni Braxton. So this is nothing new for him. This is Charlemagne's niche. This is what he gets paid to do by the powers that be who are non-black. They pay him to allegedly to attack and try to dismantle the success of black women. And Charlemagne is so sad because he's a snake too. He befriended Nicki years ago with her first album. He was attacking Kim, trying to cause more confusion and drama between them, but then acting like he supported Nicki. Nicki had him do some commentary on her first album because she thought that he was a real friend and supporter of what she does. And Nicki is a genuine, sweet person. So if you show her love and support, she's going to try to reciprocate that energy. And so she's done that with Charlemagne. But then here he came, in 2017, attacking her for Remy Man and Botched Body and Botched Face B, the shapeshifter. He started allegedly collecting money from these people and their teams to bash Nicki. And now I think he's doing it because he has gotten so much hate reciprocated for how much hate he has spewed at Nicki, so he hates that we're giving it back to him. But Charlemagne, when are you gonna stop? That's really the question. When is he gonna stop? He hates women so much, and this is why I'm starting to question Charlemagne's sexuality for real, for real. He hates women so much that it's almost like he just feels like he has to use women, I guess use his wife as his little doorstep or his doormat or whatever. But still it's something about black women and women that he hates. Maybe he also has mother issues like Jason Lee. I know he did say he was SA'd, assaulted when he was a child by a woman. And so maybe him growing up now, that's why he hates black women so much, because all he can picture is that woman. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what his issue truly is. I think maybe Charlemagne is one of those down low people who are unhappy with their lives because they can't truly be themselves, and so they just spew out, all this negativity towards women because he hates them. He doesn't want to be around women. He doesn't want to, do anything with them. And Angela Yee, the woman that worked with him for many years, he couldn't even treat her in a respectable manner. That's why she left the show, because him and Envy, these bottom bitches, they never supported her, never had her back, even though they all worked together for many years. So she left them. The Breakfast Club is on its way out, okay? If Charlemagne wasn't allegedly eating out P. Diddy's ass and giving him blowjobs allegedly, the show would probably be canceled by now, okay? You're hanging by a thread at this point because Diddy has Young Miami and YK Osiris now. So, so Charlemagne, we heard you not that good at what you do anyway. That's why you be allegedly having to give girls pills and stuff so they can be unconscious. Okay, but instead of worrying about Nicki and her husband and what's going on in female rap, you need to be worried about that 15-year-old girl that sued you and made some claims years ago, and who is now just a few years ago resubmitting to sue you again about it. Okay? So stop worrying about what other people are doing and worry about the women that you have allegedly assaulted, you disgusting bleached face bottom. Good night. Now, this next person, Nick Cannon, I'm so shocked about this because you know what, Nick? I tried to give you the benefit of the doubt. Nick usually tries to stay out of drama as far as like other celebrities' drama. So I don't know if maybe because he's like having all these kids out of wedlock everywhere that his bag is getting low, and maybe he needed to take some of that money that these other paid bloggers are getting, and because he has his little blog show, he needs the coins, so he has to speak about the queen in a negative way in order to receive the funds that he needs to pay his child support and to take care of his 50 different baby mamas out of wedlock. So we get it, Nick. We all need a hustle. We understand that bag is getting low. You're irrelevant. Your music always flopped. Mariah didn't want your ass no more because you just was too pathetic for her. It's so sad. You can always tell when a man is less of a man when he gets with a real woman who got her own everything and who's powerful, and he can't handle her because she got everything on her own and because she is strong. It just when a man is around a real woman, it shows just how weak he really is or how strong he really is. And Nick measured up to Mariah. She gave him a chance and he blew it. And ever since she was done with him and threw him to the curb like the peasant that he is compared to her, he has been lashing out every which way to try to get her attention, which is from sleeping with all these different girls, having all these different babies. And now you in over your head, Nick. Them bags under your eyes, them just came because of how exhausted you are and how worn out you are and how you have no rest or peace in your heart and mind. And it's sad that you have to lash out, create all these broken homes, furthering the terrible stereotypes of black men and black homes and families, creating more broken families for our community, and creating black women who are dependent on a man and his finances so they have a baby with him. You're perpetuating these stereotypes, Nick. You're mediocre and you're whack. And so I wouldn't be surprised that Nick was also jealous of Nicki, because think about it, Nicki's a real rapper. She's successful at rapping. She's known for being a hip-hop rapper, the queen of rap, okay? The queen of hip-hop. Nick has been doing this since the 90s, and nobody can name one song by him. Nobody can rap one song by him. Nobody can think of a song or time where Nick, was successful in rap. And so when these people want to be rappers and they see that Nicki is the best rapper ever, they end up getting mad and lashing out at her and joining the losing team. Nicki is on the winning team. Nick, now you're on the losing team, and now you're gonna continue to fail and be a dud like the rest of them. That's why Mariah pays you dust and is trying to get full custody of y'all kids. And knowing her, considering she has more money than you, she's probably gonna get granted the full custody. You're a disgrace. Okay? She's embarrassed to have ever even said that she was with you. Okay? So Nick, it's just sad that Nick is looking for these doggy bones from the industry. So he gonna dogpile on Nicki. He is not for us. And Nick, we already knew that you were a little bit sassy when we saw you back on in Nickelodeon days when you were dressing up like a woman with them nails and dresses. And I'm not bashing nobody who dresses that way. I'm just saying, living your truth, Nick. The reason you having all these babies, you trying to overcompensate for the fact that maybe you also don't like women. That's one thing I see these men have in common. They want to attack Nicki because maybe they want to be her. Nick, you did used to dress like a woman with long nails and stuff on Nickelodeon and everything like that. So maybe you want to be Nicki, and it's never going to happen. So save yourself the trouble. Rest your mind. Go get some rest because the bags are showing under your eyes and your age is definitely starting to show. And take care of your 50,000 kids that you have made. I know you don't have as much money as people think you do, but go take care of them kids and leave this stuff to us. Nicki don't need you speaking on her, okay? Unless you want her to speak on how Mariah dumped your dumb ass, all right? So these last two duds are so pathetic that they're just going to get read together at the same time because they're both just very minute and minuscule in the grand scheme of things. They're both irrelevant, but they try to gain relevancy by using Nicki's name and other women. Now, we know that Vlad is nothing but a COO. Well, he's not technically a COON. He's more like an Uncle Tom, Uncle Sam, I wouldn't be surprised if he had hateful views of people of color and black people because all he does on his channel, and I love that Tasha K exposed him, he was having all these black artists and black males on his channel who were involved in street activity, and he would get them to talk about stuff, and then they said right after his interviews these people would always get arrested. So he's obviously someone who is trying to infiltrate our culture and sabotage us from the inside out, and that's why black people have to stop giving him interviews, stop watching him, stop supporting his YouTube channel, because even though I know y'all not, but y'all should stop because all he's doing is furthering the incarceration of black men and some women. And I love that Tasha K exposed that he allegedly may have a direct line to the police, and all these people, after they come on his show and talk about stuff, they end up getting arrested and incarcerated. So y'all stop going on his show, stop giving him these interviews, stop supporting him, and stop allowing him to infiltrate our culture. We're going to continue to be sabotaged by disgusting rats like him as long as we continue to give him the light of day and an invitation into our culture, which is hip-hop music, black culture, all that kind of stuff. Stop it. He's white as they come, and there's nothing wrong with being white, but when I say that, I mean that he is not for black people. He is for white people. He does not support us. He only tears us down. Hence why he been running his big, disgusting, dirty Michael Myers-looking mouth about Nicki. Okay, he's just jumping on that bandwagon, trying to probably get them extra coins that the other disgusting duds been getting for speaking ill on her name. Get out of our culture, Michael Myers. We don't like you and we don't need you. Good night. Also, big fat squirrel face Academics, y'all know he is just a thirst bucket. Academics is so damn sassy, always talk. And y'all, I cannot believe Academics recently was calling Jada's son sassy. He got a lot of nerves. How could you, first of all, you are disgusting to talk about a child. Anyone who talks about a child is just vile, disgusting. He is lucky that somebody don't run up and beat them disgusting walnuts out of his cheeks, okay? To talk about a child being sassy. But Academics, we wouldn't be surprised that you would speculate the sexual orientation of a child, which you should never do. That's sexualizing children. But we're not surprised that you would do it, considering you recently came out talking about it's nothing wrong pretty much with dating a 17-year-old girl, allegedly. That he said there's no difference between 17 years old and 21 years old. You're disgusting, you're vile, and you need to be incarcerated, in my personal opinion, for your nasty views. You hate black women women and you hate yourself. And we can tell that you hate yourself because look at you. You sit like a disgusting fat slob on that couch talking about black women all the time. Grow up, lose some weight, get a life, and get a real job because this is it's not working out for you, okay? Because something's going to end up happening. You involve yourself in too many dangerous situations and you speak on too many real people that can make real stuff happen, okay? So academics, come up out that closet and lose some weight, all right? Those aren't the last two duds. I totally forgot. I need to drag Horsetooth Powder Nose, Armon Wiggins. We know you recently got your shit blew out. We saw the video. I'm not even going to post it because I don't have time for that. But we saw you get your horse teeth knocked in. And evidently it knocked a few screws loose. So that's why you continuously act erratic and having your episodes and your alleged drug binges and whatever else that you might allegedly, because, you know, we have to be clear on alleged. Everything is alleged, right? Even things that we have seen. You know, Armon, you just got to get help. You got to get help. You may allegedly, you know, need some rehab because I think you are not capable of understanding reality from falsities. You know, it's very clear that Armanda is very mentally unstable. He does never appear, and this is my opinion, he does not seem sober ever to me. Because he's too all over the place and he's always cheesing with these big horse teeth and these gums that just look disgusting. It's like your teeth are so big, but your gums are also so equally big. I've never seen somebody with huge gums that almost overtake their teeth, but also huge teeth that overtake your gums. And then both your gums and teeth are so big that they overtake your entire head. And then your tongue is white and disgusting. You need a tongue scraper. That's probably from allegedly getting all of that bleep all over your tongue and all in your throat that you don't know that your tongue is permanently white at this point. You know, it's so sad. The jokes really write themselves. Armon, we drag you all the time on Twitter, and you just take it like the pitiful, pathetic fool that you are. It's so sad that you're doing this on Botch Face B, Cardi B's behalf. She couldn't possibly be paying you that well to be dragged as much as you are dragged. You must enjoy being dragged through the mud because we drag you every single day. And I'm never going to let up. Every single time he continues to harass Nicki and keep her name in his mouth, y'all, we just going to keep dragging him over and over and over again. Y'all harass Nicki, we going to harass y'all. Armon, you are pathetic, low down, dirty, and the scum of the earth. Nobody even likes you. Honestly, I guess people might watch your YouTube or whatever, but in reality, all you do is use Nicki's name for clout. That's the only way you can get views. You can't even get views off Cardi's name. You can't get views off your own name. You get views off of Nicki's name every single day like the disgusting, groveling pig that you are. It's just sad at this point. You need to get a life. I'm sure you still stalking Jason Lee because you want to be him, and I don't even know why because he's nothing to be. Y'all are both just like dirty rags, that can shine Nicki's shoes at this point. And y'all know it. Y'all might as well just go ahead, bow down to the queen, apologize to her, and get on the winning team because y'all are actually fans of hers. And y'all are fans that went sour because she didn't give y'all the time of day. And she didn't give y'all the time of day because she saw through you. She sees that you're not genuine. You're not real. You're not authentic. She saw how thirsty and dry and dehydrated you are, just like those disgusting discolored gums. Dry, dehydrated, decaying. Okay? Get a life. But since you don't want to get a life, we're going to show you how to get a life. And we're going to drag the life that you have now. So, y'all, that's all I have for this video. These duds are just pathetic. And I think one thing they all have in common is they all like men. And there's nothing wrong with liking men. Armon, thank you for being out the closet. The rest of them just need to come on out. Come on out the closet, put on your pink panties, and show just how much of a barb y'all are too. Because y'all don't really hate Nicki. Y'all love her, okay? So we'll talk about some things in the next video. Bye-bye.